You need to become an emotionless, robotic slave to what you want to achieve.
I wake up every single day with the taste of blood in my mouth.
Every fucking day I wake up and I don't want to do something. I'm like, okay man, do you want to be a bitch today?
So he's like sort of like an Andrew Tate wannabe, but I feel as though he's maybe about a year late.
Hello everyone, welcome to my favourite TikTok page.
Films are programming you and they are a tool of the Matrix.
That is one of these
Recurring.
Memulus, my favourite beta male, has made another video on me.
Drop me in Africa with no food, no water, no house, nothing, and watch me come out in a private fucking jet.
I'm not gonna lie, I say we do it.
Yes, I'm Alex is going to be sending me to Africa completely naked.
Be a man of your word.
One second, bro. I'm just setting up my webcam. I'm Jake Rick.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ken Kenson. I'm back. I've had like a month off. I hope you noticed. So a couple weeks ago, I interviewed someone called Jake Ricks. You would have seen him in that little cute trailer that I played. And
Do you want to be a bitch today?
maybe if you follow Memulus or I'm Alex, you may have seen him in the videos that they've made on him. He's just like an Instagram influencer type thing, you've seen them before. He's kind of just like the monthly one that pops up. Like the most recent one that's popped up is this bloke who looks like an off-white Pau Torres. His name's Luke Belmar. I think Luke's whole thing is that he got really rich really fast. Like he did 3 years of drop shipping and then put all of that money in cryptocurrency. I guess he picked the right cryptocurrency, it took off, and now he just kind of makes shitty Instagram videos. I think my favorite alpha clip of his was when he had like 15 teenage boys surrounding him in public, and then he told them all how to get a man alone in a room with you. I'll play that for you.
Tristan Tate pulled up a video, his favorite whiskey, Johnny Walker. What do I do at duty free? Fucking Johnny Walker. That night, sipping the fucking Johnny Walker in the war room by myself with him, chilling. Why? Every guy that I want to get into the room with, I know as much as I can about this.
He also does this thing where he'll say the most obvious stuff, and then because there's like subtitles popping up on the screen and inspirational music, the algorithm loves it. They fiend for that shit. I'll play this Monopoly one real quick for reference sake.
If you look at the rules on the Monopoly board, in Monopoly it says that if the bank runs out of money, right? And you remember when you play Monopoly and you pull out the money and eventually the bank can run out of money. But the rules say that the bank can never run out of money because you can just get out a piece of paper and write dollar signs on it that equate to money. And now you can continue playing up until a default hits and the bank can take your liquidity and put it back into their system.
I like how his buddy off to the side is nodding his head like, if this is the state of alpha male content a year after like Andrew Tate's rise, imagine what it's going to be in a couple years time. The fact that they are like looking at a board game and really trying to piece apart what is the alpha sigma message here is fucking crazy to me. Like, I could make this type of content. In the board game Guess Who, you start with all these people and you need to find someone that fits what you're looking for, and all you can see from your side of the board is these little like question marks that all look the same. But the more you try and find out about the other people on the other side of the board and who fit the description of what you need to get to the next level, the more you realize even though they all look the same from where you are, only one of them is what you need. And that's me. Follow for more alpha tips. Brain rot shit, to be honest. But yeah, just like basically recorded version of minion Facebook quotes. I don't think highly of a lot of the content, especially Luke's. I'm sick of this dude's fucking face. But yeah, we're gonna move past Luke. I don't want to piss off his fan base. They got really angry at some dude. We're just gonna move straight on to Jake. But I don't hate Jake Ricks. In fact, I actually quite like him. He's not as bad as like the average person that comes from this cuck conveyor belt that is alpha male content. Jake's someone I've been following for a while. Originally this video was going to be like a tier list on alpha males. Jake was definitely going to be a part of that. And then to be honest, I kind of scrapped that idea, as I very often do. So yeah, with an actual video starting to like form in my head, I decided, why not actually reach out? Because I don't normally text them before I make the video on them or something. Normally I make the video, tag them in it, and then go to their account and try and get them to like view my video. So I decided to just text Jake Ricks and see like maybe would he want to be a part of the video. Because my video wasn't actually supposed to be negative on him. It was never planned to be negative. He was either going to be a small part in a big video on alpha males, or it was going to be like the same thing I did on Avery, where it's like before the meme type thing. But I just couldn't find anything on him. So I reached out, he responded, we set up a time to have like an interview, and everything was going well. So with an interview coming up, I knew I was gonna have to prepare some questions. And I wanted like hard-hitting questions. I didn't just want questions. So I sat there and watched hours, I mean probably 4 hours worth of Jake Ricks content, which, you know, in YouTube terms, is not that bad. It's not the same thing as sitting here and putting on a fucking Ken Kenson video and just relaxing. Like, it's when it was like constant Instagram scrolling through high energy, high like retention content where I was like, God, I'm gonna kill myself. Very in your face, like loud noises, loud music, filters. It just, yeah. I sound like a fucking war victim. But yeah, so I got some quotes and then I wrote really hard-hitting questions where I was kind of aiming to have like a gotcha moment. That didn't happen. I wrote the questions, I really did. I was proud of the questions. In fact, I can show you some of them. But when it actually came to interviewing him, I could tell it was a facade. Hey guys, it's me from a week later. I was feeling sick and tired at the time. Scary. So I figured I would just come back on here, re-record it, go through the notes that I wrote down and watch this interview with you and really break it down. Like I said before, the questions were written with a very serious intent of like having a gotcha moment. And I hadn't actually planned on doing that, so I don't know why I wrote the questions like that. I really just wanted to get to know him. I wanted to like sort of humanize him, because I feel like the internet is very harsh on people, and especially on alpha males. Like, I think they kind of get grouped into one category. I do think it's important to know the difference between like self-improvement YouTubers, I think that's what he calls himself, and alpha males. Like, I think the best way to compare them is like the difference between like anime enjoyers and like hentai enjoyers. Anime and hentai both look very similar. One of them, there's just a lot of sex. Anime and hentai can look very similar to people, you know, if you don't personally watch them, you know, or if you've ever spoken to a woman. So it's pretty easy to get them confused and kind of rope all anime in as hentai. The same way, you know, with alpha male content and self-improvement content, it's pretty easy to see a shirtless man and instantly not value their opinion. But some of them, sometimes they're good people, man. I don't know. I did say I was going to go through the questions, and all I did was show you a cute little blurred effect of it. So I think we should actually go through these. Okay, so for the start of the interview, I just wanted it to be something light, you know? Like you saw in the trailer, I just wanted him to like say his name, kind of introduce himself so we could like, I don't know, get that part of it out the way.
Yeah, so I'm Jake Ricks. I'm 19 years old, and as you know, I'm currently doing all the online work. I started off in Hustlers University, which is done by Andrew Tate.
He also dropped that he was a certified hustler, or a graduate, if you will, of the Hustlers Academy. I didn't know that about him, which was cool because I've never actually met someone who's done the course, and I would have liked, in hindsight now, to have asked more questions about that. You know, like, what did they teach you? What did you learn? Did you meet other people from the course? How is it helping you? Are you making money from it? Just a lot of questions, and I would have liked to delve more into that. But I think, like I'd said before, I was just really nervous and I didn't have like the confidence to go into it. The next thing I wanted to talk about was like the effects that me, and Alex have had on him, especially about a month ago when it was all really fresh. He had a lot of eyes on him, you know, his engagements were all up on everything. And I wanted to know, how does it feel like overnight to kind of get shot into this like step before for him? Like, how does it feel to go almost viral overnight?
How do you kind of feel having like a quick sudden shoot into like almost fame?
It's hard to describe. Like, when I saw it, it was a nervous feeling, but it was a good nervous feeling. But yeah, when I saw my face on his video, and I had like all my friends messaging me, texting me saying, they were like, you're on big YouTube now, and it was actually really good. yeah, I can't waste the opportunity.
He was really clear with me about how he like couldn't waste the opportunity and all that, and I appreciated that. He wasn't like, I don't give a fuck, man. These bitches ain't shit. I fucking made them. Yeah, he just seems like a genuine guy. And the next thing I wanted to ask was how genuine is the content? Is the Jake Ricks Instagram account an accurate reflection of Jake Ricks as a person, kind of a thing?
That was one question I was going to ask. I was going to ask, is the social media presence like a dramatized version of who you are, or is it quite accurate to what you believe in?
I would say it isn't. I believe what I say, but because like, when I'm around my family, just in general, like I don't talk about anything like that because I just don't see the point in it. I truly believe, but I don't see the point in talking about stuff like that around my family.
Yeah, his answer was kind of neutral. It wasn't like a strong yes or a strong no. It was just like, I wouldn't really talk about it around my family, which is understandable. Later on in the interview though, I asked another question where we talked about how on the internet you really have to oversay what you mean. Otherwise it just won't get engagement. He even referenced Andrew Tate, which is a good fucking thing to reference. Andrew Tate kind of grew on this shit where it's like, even like another clip from the trailer where he's saying, drop me in Africa and I'll run the country while being naked and all that shit. I'm pretty sure that's another like Andrew Tate copy thing. I found like a clip really similar to it when I was trying to find clips for the edit.
I'm the kind of man you can draw in the middle of the desert by himself. And 3 days later, you get a knock on the door. It's me, a brand new supercar, 4 hot chicks. And you're like, how the fuck did you get out of the desert? Why are you rich again? I'm that guy.
Yeah, then we moved on and just like, what are your motivations behind content creation? There's a lot of different motives you can have. And I kind of figured, you know, the amount of content he's made talking about monetization, and his course, I believe, revolves around monetization from content. I was just like, this has to be a money grab. But no, I got that one wrong. He was pretty open with the fact that like this has been something he's wanted to do since he was a kid. He brought up his old like YouTube videos, which I wasn't even gonna mention because I had nothing to say about them, but it's kind of wholesome actually. I'll want to make like, I'll just put some shit on screen right now so you can watch it. But it was just like him filming an old TV, which reminds me of the one I used to play like Wii Sports on. That was just like a genuine like wholesome moment, wholesome W moment when I scrolled through that to try and like get some shit to talk about. I was like, why am I watching this like 9-year-old Jake Ricks play fucking Xbox on his TV? But no, it was good to know that it wasn't just a cash grab and that this has been something he's wanted to do for a while. But yeah, he just talked about it like it was a benefit. It wasn't the primary reason he does content, which is good. I just really didn't think that was going to be the case. I feel like I'm reading like a fucking old assignment of mine. We went into the what's next for you question, a daunting one for anyone. It's like the meme of like the 2 different pathways. You either try and find something which is really unique and new and fun, or you just make commentary videos on alpha males. He admitted he didn't really know what was next. I mean, fair enough.
Do you have like a next level of content that you want to make? Would there be like another thing in the future, maybe a different type of niche you'd want to enter?
I haven't really thought that far. My goal is to go like crazy viral with the content I'm doing now. Yeah, just to go as viral as I can with the content I'm doing now.
So this is where the questions start getting more like quote based. Like after the hours of studying that I've done on this man, I was gonna pull up like 3 different one-liners and try and question him on them. And the first one is about lack of sleep. If you watch any Jake Ricks content from before about a week ago, it was pretty apparent this man has no energy. It was always very under-delivered to the point where I was genuinely worried about, you know, this man's fatigue and mental health. But I wanted to ask, genuinely, does he sleep 4 hours a day?
I sleep for only 4 hours a day. I sleep between 4 and 6 hours a day. And if I have a week where I've slept for really little, like let's say I've slept 4 hours for like 5 nights in a row, then I'll have one day on the weekend where I'll sleep for like 8 hours.
The next topic I wanted to talk about was something he's gone really heavily on since, you know, our interview, and it was that sad music is stupid.
I didn't really say it properly in the video. My actual question to him was, is all music depressing to you, or is it just depressing music? A really poorly worded question, but my point was, do you think all music has like the ability to kind of mess with your emotions? But I didn't say it properly. And watching the edit back, I figured I should just like speak to you. So yeah, that's that.
I've got like a whole paragraph here just talking about what I wanted from the question, but it literally, I just wanted to know if that's what he meant, and it wasn't. So great question, man. The reason I even brought up music was because I was trying to set it up for the first gotcha moment that I like failed, where I would talk about music, ask him if he had any favorite artists, and then talk about DJ Khaled. Because in a video he made on Memulous, he dropped a quote about how he said,
So this really depends on how you class success, because from my definition of success, if you're massively obese and you can't control your eating habits, then I would not class you as successful at all.
Hey guys, I'm back again. This has been a really long recording process, but I'll talk more at the end of this video. For now, we're just gonna pick up where I left off. The question that I wanted to ask him was, how do you define success?
You said, for me, my definition of success, if you're massively obese and can't control your eating habits, then I would not class you as successful at all. I wanted to ask you though, what is your definition of success?
Let's see. I haven't found like my full definition of success yet. I think it would take some time to find what it truly is. But as of right now, I've got ambitions and I want to surpass those ambitions and just maxing out every possible stat.
He told me he just wanted to max out his stats, which makes sense. Literally after the video that I played to show the quote ends, he talks about how in order to be successful, you have to be good at a little bit of everything.
My definition of success is being great in every single aspect. So being strong, being rich, being articulate, being confident, being physically capable, you know, all of that, all of it. That is all success to me. Maxing out every single stat. Being just rich to me isn't successful. Being just strong isn't successful. Being just confident isn't successful. For me to succeed, you have to max out every single stat.
So all it means then is he just has like high standards for himself. It's not specifically about being overweight makes you unsuccessful. It's about if you lack in any department, you're unsuccessful. And he did follow up the question on DJ Khaled. We talked about DJ Khaled for like nearly 10 minutes in the end. But he followed it up by saying, if there was someone with all of DJ Khaled's achievements, plus he was in shape, that man would be more successful. And that's a great way of looking at it. Jesus Christ, listen to this. The CapCut file that I'm working on is up to 28 gigs at the moment. That's how much shit has gone into this video. We might just rush through it, to be honest, because I have other creative things that I want to do. I've spent nearly 2 months working on this video, and I'm just talking about DJ Khaled. I do need to be serious for this next part though, because we started to talk about self-image and mental health. At first, I think I asked the question in a poor way. He wasn't too sure what I meant. I think we had to look up the definition of self-image to make sure we were talking about the same thing. But we agreed it was really important, and that, you know, if you are feeling down, self-improvement content is actually a really good way to, you know, self-improve. The reason I found Jake Ricks was because I was going on like a self-improvement binge. I was in a really bad time. And if you look at me at the start of this video compared to me now, I like to think that I've gotten better. And I just wanted to talk to him about, you know, as a self-improvement content creator, what's more important, the side of, you know, working on yourself as a person to be happier and a better person, or to work more on the physical side and hope that that'll kind of transfer over to the other side. A very long-winded way of saying, you know, what's more important in the sake of working on yourself, the outside or the inside?
A lot of the content that you make kind of revolves around self-improvement and self-image. Do you think it's important that we work more on what we look like from the outside, or kind of how we view ourselves on the inside?
It's really important to work on both, but obviously you want to prioritize what you think and look like on the inside.
So in one of your videos, it was like a motivational talk, and you said, I've got a quote here, every fucking day I wake up and think I want to do some shit. I'm like, okay man, you want to be a bitch today? You want to feel like a little bitch? You have to learn how to get up and do shit when you ain't got no 5K or no 10K. Nothing exists, your life sucks. And then in another one of your videos, you said to stop idolizing other men and to start idolizing your future self. The question I'm going to ask is kind of a hard question though. It was, are you happy with who you currently are and the like not the future you, the current you.
Damn, I kind of forgot about that part. Fuck. This was like the last big, I guess, gotcha moment. It feels insensitive to even call this a gotcha moment. But I wanted to talk to him more about mental health before this thing kind of ended. And I wanted to ask, you know, when you consider the fact that he's under-eating, he's under-sleeping, feeling fatigued, the way that he speaks to himself is really down. I just wanted to know, like, is he genuinely okay?
I'm very content.
I think this was my favorite answer of the entire day, and I'm glad it was the last question. To me, this question meant the most. I could take the piss and be like, yeah, I really, really wanted to know his opinion on DJ Khaled. But even just to talk, like, to take the whole fucking self-improvement content creator aspect out of it, to talk to a 19-year-old man and to ask him, like, hey, are you okay? And for him to be like, I'm very, very okay, was really fucking good to see. I'm not even going to dwell on his response or anything. Hey guys, watch this. To kind of close off this video then, I really enjoyed talking to Jake. The fact that he took time out of his day to let some random YouTuber with like under 500 subscribers ask him a list of questions when he was, you know, beefing with Memulous. At the time, he had an interview scheduled with H3H3. And he still came on the fucking Ken Kenson channel. Originally, this was supposed to take like 2 weeks. You were supposed to have this video in like September or October. And here we are, middle of November, and I'm still working on the video. I've got a lot of content that I want to push through because I want to get back to uploading regularly, and this one's just taken way too long. But yeah, no, anyway. I think before the fame with Jake, it seemed like he was just a kid that wanted to make it. You know, he was a little kid that wanted to be a content creator the same way I was in my early days, you know? But yeah, no, he was just a kid that wanted to make it. This little series I do where I follow these small content creators and I you know, talk about the content they make and the future I hope they have, he's up there as well. Him and like, you know, Trevor Farted, Avery, Hallow, all of them, I hope they all succeed. Yeah, just the fact that once again, I'm able to be in this position where I can, you know, get to know these like other content creators is great. And interviewing them just adds like a whole nother level to it. And I really enjoyed that. So just to close the close then, thank you, Jake, for giving me the time. Thank you everyone for waiting patiently for 2 months. I might try and even post something small before this video, just so you don't have to like completely go amiss. Leave your thoughts on this video in the comments. I'm glad to be back. Please like and subscribe as well. This video has taken months. Like, I don't think I've ever spent longer on a video than I have on this one. But yeah, thank you guys. And subscribe to Jake. I'll link him as well in the description. I'm out. Thank God. All right, see you guys.